Hello, seekers. Welcome to Puneet's Astrology, your one stop astro channel. Mars, the planet of aggression, the planet of fighting, the planet of victory, the planet that is responsible for all the enthusiasm, courage, all the fighting spirit, warrior spirit, that was debilitated from last 45 days in the sign of Cancer. And we all knew the kind of chaos it may have produced in your life. And now Mars on 20th of July, late in the evening, will move out from the sign of Cancer, cross the Gandanta of Hashlesha, and move into the sign of Leo. Now, Leo is a zodiac sign ruled by Surya, Sun, the king himself. So, when Mars goes into the zodiac sign of Leo, definitely Mars is going to gain a lot of power. This Mars is going to be a very, very strong and determined Mars. And the position of Sun, that also matters in this case because today, Sun has already made its move in the sign of Cancer. Now, when Sun, which is the ruler of Mars, ruler of the sign of Leo, moves 12th from the zodiac sign of Leo in the sign of Cancer, but Mars moves out of Cancer, goes into the sign of Leo, definitely this is more of a power struggle. This is like the king is out and the king has gone into for some purpose to a distant land. That's 12th house from Leo. And maybe Mars is taking the role, taking the ownership as a king here. So Mars, which is authority, Mars, which is power, Mars, which is strength, Mars, which is the ability to fight, is now going to dominate your life. Now, the videos that I'm going to upload is going to be by zodiac signs, and you will have to observe your zodiac sign as your ascendant and as your moon sign. So, for example, if you're born as a Taurus ascendant but Virgo moon sign, then watch the Taurus part of the video as the real transit analysis, but the Virgo part of the video will be more about psychological analysis. So the interpretation will remain same, but you have to translate it on a psychological level rather than something that is happening physically. So the moon transit is basically what you feel, and the ascendant based transit is basically what really happens. Both may not be the same, so that is why you should know both. If you want to know more about this, then you can also find out the position of the Mars in your horoscope, in which zodiac sign Mars is, and then read out the analysis from that zodiac also. But it will be too much for you. I will leave that up to you. So let's begin ascendant by ascendant analysis for Mars transit in the sign of Leo. But before that, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. And please share my videos among family and friends. Some of you may not get notifications. The word of astrology needs to spread out. This family needs to get bigger. I'm working hard. I want your support. And if you want to support this channel, if you want this channel to produce more high quality videos, please support me on Patreon. And I'm going to bring videos there which are something that cannot be uploaded on YouTube. So if you can support me on Patreon or on any other media, all the details are in the description box below. And for consultations, drop me an email. The email ID and other social media links are given in the description box below. So let's begin with Mars in Leo. Ascendant number 1, Aries ascendant. Now, in case of Aries ascendant, if you see, it is ruled by Mars itself. And the position of Mars goes into the 5th house. Definitely, this is a big Rajyog. This is a very positive formation when the first lord goes into the 5th house. But it also means that your attention should be towards learning something, learning a new art of war. That means you will learn a new way to fight the negativity in your life, a new way to battle out the negativity, the pessimism in your life, and you will have to really bring light, and you have to seek the light, because after all, Leo is a zodiac sign of light. It is ruled by Sun after all. I have uploaded a video on Mars in Magha Nakshatra. You can watch out for that because Mars will enter the Magha Nakshatra. exactly on 20th of July, and it will stay there for one or 2 days, at least in the Gandanta region. That's the first 42 minutes of Magha Nakshatra. Uh, Initially, when the Mars will enter, it will take some time to gear up. It will charge itself, and it will also get the aspect of Jupiter. Remember, when Mars goes into the sign of Leo, it will have a very close association with Venus. Now, for Aries ascendant or Aries moon sign, Venus actually rules two very important houses, second house and seventh house. So, when Mars, which is your ascendant lord, that means you are getting that power. You are trying to push into things. You are trying to take matter into your own hand. But fifth is all about expression. So, this shows that a very strong expressive force will come into picture. Ego should not come in because, see, after all, Sun is in Cancer in the fourth house. Sun is aspected by Saturn. That's the problem for Mars. Because Mars moves into a particular zodiac whose lord gets aspected by Shani, and the position of Mars is eighth with respect to Saturn. If I see Mars is eighth with respect to Saturn, that means Saturn and Mars are in Shadashtak Yoga. Two planets who are in Shadashtak Yoga, and house lord of one of the planet gets aspected by planet involved in the Shadashtak Yoga. So Mars is in Leo, and the Sun gets aspected by Saturn. So definitely it's going to be a problem. Worry regarding children can come. Worry regarding education can come. So you need to chant Saraswati mantra in this case. Also, health of mother can be a bit concerned, and you need to learn a new art of balancing the family life as well as the professional life, because this is going to trouble you a bit. Mars is definitely going to ignite the fire, rekindle the fire. This also means that you are going to give up your ego, and you will understand the true meaning of relationship, which is good. A new romance is going to rekindle now, something which is very positive for the Martian transit. The good thing is that Jupiter, which is your ninth lord, aspects Mars, although retrograde. That's fine. But because Mars gets aspected by Jupiter, it is a very, very powerful position for this planet. Remember, Mars is your ascendant lord. Now, you also understand that Mars is also your eighth lord, because Mars being the eighth lord, it also goes in the fifth house. That means you would want to become rich by speculative business, speculative gains. Maybe you want to invest heavy amount of money. Maybe you want to invest in bitcoins or some other thing, some other instrument that gives you fast money. No, that's a big no here. Because if you do that, remember, Venus is Markesh for Aries ascendant. It rules seventh and second houses. And if it is with your ascendant lord, you need to take care of your financial health, health of your investment. This also means public money, public opinion about you. All these things will be slightly critical toward you, and you will have to learn a lot. See, it's a learning process for you. As much as you can learn, your growth will actually depend on that. Because Saturn is in the 10th house and it is retrograde, career will take a hit. You won't become comfortable, and that is why it's a good time to upgrade your skill, learn something new, maybe a new branch out, create a new livelihood. And this is the best time to actually strike a force, and with that masculine power, create something new, because this is also the house of creativity. Definitely you need to balance this energy, you need to involve some feminine force, and by feminine force I mean creative force. So learning a new musical instrument, learning a new art, exploring the talent within you is going to be very good in this time frame. You need to utilize the power of Mars in the sign of Leo. Mars will definitely aspect with the fourth aspect, its own house of Scorpio. So the knowledge, the expression will give you an edge over other people, which is good, which is good for which is good if you're fighting a war, a case, in a battlefield scenario. Mars seventh aspect falls on Jupiter. That is also fine, because Jupiter has a mutual aspect on Mars, and this is Jupiter Mars mutual aspect protects you from a lot of negativity. And Mars 8th aspect happens to be on the 12th house, which doesn't seem to be too harmful at this point of time, as long as you keep your ego and anger in check. Now, over enthusiasm might become a big problem in this case. So you need to be less enthusiastic, more practical, and grounded. Do a lot of grounding exercise and pray to Ma Saraswati. That's going to be a wonderful remedy for you. The next ascendant is Taurus ascendant. Now, in case of Taurus ascendant, Mars rules the 12th house and the 7th house. So it rules your losses as well as marriage. Now, this Mars moves in the 4th house. So, first of all, a Kendra Lord goes into the Kendra house, this one. Good thing. It's a good formation. It's a malefic planet, I can understand. But remember, your ascendant Lord is Venus. This Venus goes along with Mars because, see, the degree of closeness they have. That means 1st and 7th Lord go hand in hand, and 12th and 6th Lord go hand in hand. What does it mean? So let's analyze the 1st and 7th axis first. It means your sukha is connected to your marriage and the public opinion about you. So don't try to be too harsh on yourself. Don't try to compare yourself to anybody. Don't try to compare your happiness with somebody else's happiness. You need to be happy within yourself. You need to be proud of what you have, what you possess. It's not like your car is better than the other person's car or the lifestyle of the other person. Don't get influenced by materialistic lifestyle. Try to be balanced, try to be happy, try to be positive in this case, because after all, Jupiter aspects this particular house. Now, Jupiter is definitely your 11th lord, so which shows wish fulfillment will happen for you. You will become more happy. You will do things for your happiness. You will be more proactive about your happiness. Kind of good position. But this position also creates one trouble. What is that trouble? That same Jupiter, which is the 11th lord, which aspects Mars, one house, Pisces, gets aspected by 8th aspect of Mars. That means you want something in your life. Somebody said something about you, and now your expectations about life changes just because somebody said something. See, that is where you will face a lot of problem during the Martian transit. If you keep on changing your desire, if you keep on changing what you want in life, you will end up getting nothing. So that is something that you have to be very, very careful. Why? Because see, Pisces is going to get hammered by the 3rd aspect of Saturn also. If you want to get your wishes fulfilled, do the karma. Try to be more happy. Try to be more happy with what you have. Because after all, Mars will have the 4th aspect on the 7th house. So Mars is going to defend. So there will be people who will be criticizing you, but then there will be a lot of people who will be also defending you. So you need to come out in the open, and you have to be very casual in your approach, very professional in your approach, along with being casual, although they are contradictory, but somehow you have to manage that. But the movement of Mars in the sign of Leo is always materialistic to a certain extent, because it's the military coup in a one way. On the other way, it's a military general trying to defend a weak king. In both the cases, authority and force dominates. The only thing what you have to do is you have to protect your mind from falling into a trap or a trick that you need to dominate your marriage. That is the most negative thing that you can do. Being possessive, being obsessive, being too materialistic, being too lusty, trying to unnecessarily buy a property, unnecessarily overspending, because after all, 12th lord is in 4th house, on properties or cars, luxury items should not be done. Careful investment is what you should do, because after all, 8th lord, the lord of insurance, 8th house is also insurance and deep financial, long-term financial investments, aspects your 4th house. Now, Jupiter is retro. 8th house is also gain of other people. So see, because you have Ketu in the 7th house, somebody can misuse your goodness, kindness. You must be careful on this part. Because Mars in the 4th house would want to not only make you happy, but make others happy. In order to make everybody happy, you should not lose your identity, and you should be very careful that somebody should not take an advantage of this particular fact. So you have to act clever. because Rahu in the first house is going to keep you insecure as long as Rahu. So this particular part of insecurity will never change. Mars is only adding fuel to the fire. On the other hand, if you see the axis of 3 and 9, so this is a Sun Saturn axis. It is important because after all, Sun is in the sign of Cancer. So travel carefully. Fourth house is also the chest and the lung area, so the infection can happen. So you know what kind of time we are living in. Get proper medicine and protection done. And traveling should be avoided at all costs. Shifting your home should be done only if necessary. Otherwise, this is a very positive movement. This is a very positive position of Mars. As long as the moment your Mars enters the sign of Leo, it goes into Aries Navamsha because it's a fire Tattva zodiac sign. It's a fire element zodiac. So the Navamsha will range from Leo to Sagittarius. The moment Mars enters the Leo zodiac sign, you would want to change something. You would want to run away. You would want to escape. Don't do that. Have patience. Let Mars go into Purva Phalguni Nakshatra. Don't do anything when Mars is in Magha. Wait for Purva Phalguni and then your materialistic desire will come to fulfillment. Make the best use of it because this is a very, very good transit for you. Gemini ascendant. Well, for you, Mars rules 11th house and Mars rules your 6th house. Now, both are called Upachaya houses. That means houses that are responsible for financial success, financial gains, but also rules your diseases, disputes. And remember, this is Bhavad Bhavam of 6th house. Disease or some grave disease. Don't think 11th house is the perfect house. 11th house has some really deep secrets. If you see 11th house is really, it's Bhavad Bhavam of 6th house as well as 12th house. It's 12th from 12th and 6th from 6th. It's 4th from 8th. So I will make another video on the 11th house thing, especially. This is called gains, right? How can gain be really dreadful for you? But when Mars goes into the sign of Leo, remember it goes into the 3rd house. So 2 Upachaya house lord goes into another Upachaya houses. Very, very good position for financial success. But if the success is coming at the expense, then you have to control your expense. For example, you are trying to invest in your business. You are trying to invest in your career. You are trying to upgrade through skill and knowledge because Mars will be with Venus and Sun will be in the 2nd house. So you are not confident from your family part. You're not confident with what you possess. You're not happy with your gains and investment. So you want to upgrade. Fine. You want to invest? Fine. Good time for that. But then it should be carefully done. Because if you're not careful about this, remember, there is a very weird trine happening in your Trikabhava. All malefics are there in the Trikabhava. It is good. See, it is no doubt malefics in the Trikabhava is good. But when the transit lord of the 11th house goes into the 3rd house, it means gains need efforts. Expectation fulfillment will need efforts and sacrifice because after all 12th house is included. So this 11th and 12th lord are coming together in the 3rd house. That means sacrifice is there. It's a give and take scenario. Don't introduce any fight with your brother and siblings because that can be a problem. With your sisters, that can be a problem. So if you're already facing a dispute, try to get rid of that dispute as politely as possible. Sun in the 2nd house means, in the sign of Cancer, means emotional talks, polite talks, careful investment, not trying to confront your enemy unnecessarily. Anyways, Mars 4th aspect on 6th house is going to take care of any negative scenarios in life, any enemies. So you will win over that with your sheer effort, to win. 3rd house is after all house of courage. Mars is the Karaka of the 3rd house. But as we say, sometimes there is a principle called Karako Bhavanasham. So if I apply that, then Mars may destroy the 3rd house because excess of anything is bad. Excess courage, somebody trying to push you unnecessarily by false praises. You have to be careful about that. You need to be very, very practical. Yeah, Jupiter aspect on ascendant, Jupiter aspect on Mars is going to manage things because after all, Jupiter is career lord, but Jupiter is your ninth, seventh lord also. So if you're married, listen to this. You listen to your spouse. Your spouse may pull you back. Your spouse may be negative about something, but then you need to hear it out, because that may be something that is going to protect you in future. If you talk about career, career is going to take a hit. So good time to quit job, do something new, earn a new livelihood. Also explore your talent, because third house is talent. This is sheer power. You are getting enormous amount of power. Problem, seventh house is in Papkartari. So you're not sure about how it is going to come out in public. There's a fear of being ridiculed, and there's a fear of acceptance here. Well, that fear should not stop you. You should not listen to everybody, but you should listen to your own heart. You should listen to few people who are really close to you, who really understand you, because there can be hundreds of opinions, but you need to focus on those, for those people who really care about you. And the masculine energy and the feminine energy in the third house is definitely going to create a very lustful scenario here. Mind that. So you have to take care of that. And overall, this is going to be a really, really positive transit, where you can make shift, turn tables, and bring the entire, you can say, take control of the situation. Don't be too dependent on anybody. You try to take the matter in your hand, and you will see success. But you need to be practical. If you are emotional, then there is no way you can win this war. If you are practical, things are in your favor. Make the best use of it. Well, ascendant number 4, Cancer ascendant. Now, in case of Cancer ascendant, you see that Mars rules your 10th house and 5th house. So it rules one Kendra Bhav, central house, and one Trikond, that means trine. So one central and one trine. Definitely Mars is Yoga Karaka for you. That Mars goes in the second house, which is Dhana Bhav. So definitely is going to be a wealth generating transit for you. Career Lord going into second house. That means definitely with the suggestion of your family, your career can change. You can get involved into your family business. You can get involved into food industry. You can get involved into clothing industry. You can get involved into something that is related to dentistry, medical field related to mouth and facial things. So that is something that if you are involved in that area of life as a career, it's going to be boost for you. It also means that if you are in a foreign land, you will get a chance to come back to your family, meet your family. It's a happy thing. Mars in Magha Nakshatra is also going to put you into a position where you are financially really, really secured. Because Mars is really good in the sign of Leo. For you, it's a big Raj Yoga. And one more thing, if you observe, Sun is in the first house. 10th Lord going in the second house. Second Lord going in the first house. So definitely, you can expect big financial gains. Your investment will become fruitful. One thing you have to be very careful: how you behave with your family. How will you use your gains? You need to plan your finances really well in this time frame, especially till the time when Mercury is in the sign of Gemini. Because if you don't plan your finances, you will end up spending more. So you need to see where your finances are where is your money getting hemorrhaged, and that particular area of life has to be addressed in a very, very positive way. But the health of spouse can be a bit concerned here. Reason? Saturn is retro in the 7th house, and this is happening 8th from 7th house. So you will be more concerned about your spouse's health, spouse's interests, spouse's investments, the insurance of spouse, than yourself. So you are more involved into other people's care than your own self. Now that is something that you should not, because second house is in the first house. It says that you have to take care of your own identity before you take care of any other person's identity. On the other hand, the Sun and Saturn opposition in the 1-7 axis can actually bring some kind of disputes with your spouse, disputes with your business partner, and there will be a lot of criticism coming onto you. because of the surroundings, because of how you deal with the society, how you deal with reality of life. You need to have a very strong headed approach, a very soft, very strong headed approach. And because Mars and Venus is in the second house, which is also a house of speech, you need to sugarcoat things. Don't be too upfront, otherwise you will end up hurting other people's ego, which will come back to you and you will end up confused. Take good professional suggestion. If you are confused, if you are somewhere stuck, you need to take professional suggestion of a astrologer, of a healer, of a friend, family, relative, somebody who is close to you. This is actually a really positive time to implement what you have learned into earning money. So your source of income can become your passion at this time. Try that out. But the only thing is that you cannot be emotional. Emotions are going to be really bad for you. See, if you want to learn how Mars will behave, you must understand what will happen with the sun. Because after all, this is your gains. So you have to think about your personality. You have to think how much money you spend on yourself, how much care you do about yourself, about your looks, about your personality. You need to transform. Take all the pledge, take all the resolution to transform yourself. Be physically fit. Whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. Health is wealth for you. Because Jupiter in the 8th house can dig out some past health issues. So you have to be careful on that angle. So health is something that you have to work on. You will see a certain level of rise in the enemies. But that is not because of Mars, but that is because of Jupiter's aspect on Mars, which is after all causing a Vipreet Raj Yoga from Sagittarius to Aquarius. So this mutual aspect is going to make you insecure to a certain extent, especially in relationships, especially a non-married couples will be far more insecure in this time frame. A well-balanced power, careful analysis in life, being always careful about what you speak and what you eat, being creative. It's okay to understand emotions, but not displaying emotion, not showing that you are vulnerable, changing along with the time, going with the flow, and planning your losses can actually fill in gaps that is causing your life's boat to drown in the water of struggles. This is one of the best transit that you can use for yourself, that you can do something about yourself and win over pessimism. If you talk about mantra, you take a sankalp to chant 100 Hanuman Chalisa in 7 days, 18 days, 21 days. And then you also take a pledge that you will help a female girl child get educated. Fifth house is education, Venus is female. Money spent on education. Very simple. It's also your karma. It should be your dharma. So if you can help a female get educated, if you can help somebody eat food, second house is food. If you can distribute chairs, it's going to be really, really good transit for you. Make the best use of it, clear your prarabdha, and if any problem comes, face it. If you want to run away, Jupiter won't let you run. So face the problem and you will win. Leo zodiac sign. For Leo ascendant, definitely Mars is coming out of Gandanta from the 12th house, coming on your ascendant. So you are gaining the power. Again, for you, Mars is Yoga Karaka. Ninth Lord goes in the first house, one of the best placement that you can have. Fourth Lord going in the first house, that means you are more comfortable about your belief system. You are more comfortable with your assets. You're more comfortable with what you have. It's you gaining the power, right? But your ascendant Lord is in 12th house. So you have to see the power struggle here also. If you want to gain something, you have to literally try out all the cards, and then at the final moment you will end up getting something. That too, when Sun will understand the Cancer zodiac sign. Now, Cancer is a zodiac sign of moon. It's more about mind. When Sun goes there, it's mind getting connected with the soul. It's king taking a dip into the Ganges, in the river, in the holy water. So you need to purify your soul. Mars and Venus on the first house can actually put you into a real ego situation. An unnecessary sense of pride might come, jealousy might come, lust will increase, anger will increase, show of power, display of authority. If you do any of this, Jupiter is here to screw things up. And Saturn is definitely sitting in the enemy house of Mars, waiting for things to go wrong. And your eighth house not only get eighth aspect of Mars, but also third aspect of Saturn. And fifth aspect of Ketu, for those people who believe in the aspects of Ketu, I do. So because Pisces is completely tortured here, and because Pisces Lord Jupiter is aspecting this Mars, you cannot play. You have to ensure that the water, that means the feminine element inside you, whether you're a man or a woman, you will have a feminine energy within you. You are more connected to that energy rather than the masculine force. When you increase your feminine force, your masculine force given by Mars will balance. And this balance will create a balance of power and equilibrium in your life. And then you will be able to win. After all, you are the king. You are ruled by a sun. And Mars is definitely not going to create negativity for you. But you need to manage two things. First, you need to pray to the Bij mantra of Mars and do Angarak Stotra, Japa, every day. And second, you pray to Mahalakshmi. Pray to Mahalakshmi and pray that she gives enough so that you can give enough. After all, it is going to give, right? So this is the transit where you will end up getting so that you can give. So if you want to hoard things, it will not work. You demand from the universe, and once the wish get fulfilled, give it back. So that is a transaction that you will have to ensure that it happens. Otherwise, things will really go bad. Mars fourth aspect falls on Ketu. Now, Mars aspect falling on Ketu means a soldier trying to ensure that there is a constant supply of weapons. Ketu in the fourth house is trying to make you unhappy. When Mars goes there, Mars will be like, why are you unhappy? Let me give this for you. So you'll be like, okay, I want to go and accomplish a task that I always wanted to do. It's not wrong. But this sense of accomplishment of the task should not come as a display of power, or if you want to prove a point to somebody where it is absolutely unnecessary. There is a saying that if there is a race of horses and you add lion as a participant there, and if lion choose not to run the race, it doesn't mean that lion is weak or he's a coward. No. Sometimes not participating in the race is all that is needed to prove that you are the lion. This is something that you have to understand when you are in this transit. Unnecessary display of power is going to destroy things, will burn out the savings, and you will end up financially crippled. Career-wise, this is a good time. Health-wise, this is not a good time. Health-wise, Saturn is in 6th house. Old disease can come up. BP, sugar, that means diabetes. All these things, lifestyle issues will come up. So don't involve into too much of party and try to take care of your health. This is the time when you have total control on your identity. If you don't make the use of this power, I don't know what kind of transit you will use to bring back your true self. So this is the time when you are going to bring yourself on, show what you can do, but in a positive and constructive way, devoid of any ego. Otherwise, you will end up crying because see, Sun is in Cancer. No matter how much Mars will want to give you, it is dependent on Sun. And it has a Venus placed along with itself. So Venus is a feminine planet. It's not a masculine planet. It gets aspected by Jupiter also. So Mars doesn't have a room to actually go negative. So if you just help this Mars to give you positive results, you will see it will give you results in your happiness, towards your home, building assets, investing money, buying a home, buying a car, uh, handling your investments, handling public money, giving you back any kind of money that is blocked in the market. Business will become good, new changes will come, and you will be as enthusiastic as a young man who has dreams and who wants to fulfill those dreams. Everything seems to be just perfect. It's picture perfect. Don't destroy through ego and unnecessary comparisons. Virgo ascendant. In case of Virgo ascendant, now this is something that you have to understand. Virgos, whether you're a moon sign or you're a ascendant, or even if you have Mars in Virgo, Mars rules your 8th house and 3rd house. What is so special about this? First of all, this is 8th house, and this is Bhavad Bhavam of 8th house. 3rd house is Bhavad Bhavam of 8th house. Surprisingly, 3rd house contains natural 8th house. What is 8th house? Transformation. What is 8th house? Changes, uncertainties, something that is going to create struggle for you, something that is going to create obstacles, something that is going to be so sudden that you will not have a time to react. Now, that Mars goes in the 12th house. First of all, it creates a Vipareet Rajyog. How? Because 8th Lord goes in the 12th house. It's a Vipareet Rajyog. On the other hand, 3rd Lord also goes in the 12th house. Now, in this case, financially, it's not a good time at all. Yes, Mars is in his own house and 12th Lord is in the 11th house. So, what it shows is that it will give you so much of opportunity to invest money, and you will invest to get the money back. Now, investment can be in any area, but this shows that you will have an idea of investment. Say you want to buy a flat, you want to buy a property, you want to buy a hotel or something, some big huge investment, something that is luxurious, lucrative, because Venus is in the 12th house, right? It wants to spend money with the hope that the money will come back. Now, that is something very, very, very dangerous. Reason: 6th Lord Saturn aspects this 12th Lord Sun. Remember, I will repeat: 6th Lord Shani aspects 12th Lord Sun. Mars is only going to create a Vipareet Rajyog. If you are already in a difficult situation and you have to punch in your time, efforts, money, life, then it will give you good results very soon. Don't hesitate. Take the challenge head on and hit it hard. But if you are living a comfortable life, that means there is a very high chance that you can derail your train. Just because Saturn will try to put you into an illusion that yes, you know, and you have already understood the subject and you're the master of it. And then Saturn will, through experience, will teach you how wrong you can be. So before taking any major step in life, especially that is related to finances, two things: finance and travel. These two areas are very negative in this time frame. Mars transit in the 12th house, no. Wait till the Mars goes into the first house. Then it is 3rd Lord in the first house. Then this shows that you're doing things about yourself. You're trying to change things for you. Good. But the question is, if you're trying to change, what are you going to change? Are you going to change something that is negative from a very long time, or something that you really made negative because of wrongdoings in the next couple of months? The good thing is that the first Lord will be in the 10th house when Mars will make a move. So at least you are in control. Plus, Jupiter, which is your 4th Lord, aspects the 12th house. But this is a clearance of Prarabdha. This is a clear case of clearance of Prarabdha. So you need to ensure that you are donating money. Ideally, this is the figure, 10%, which is called the Shamshadan. But I know sometimes it can be very impractical. So this should be your call, how much money you want to donate and what kind of donation you want to do. Ideally, this should be As I say, Jupiter is in 6th house. It's education, girl child education, female child education, donating to educational institutions, trying to make people aware about lifestyle disorders, trying to make people happy. Go to old age home and communicate with them, talk to them. Ketu is in 3rd house, right? Talking to people who cannot express them properly, just being friendly. This is going to give you an opportunity to understand life in a better way and clear out the prarabdha. With 8th lord going in the 12th house, lust can actually derail your thoughts, can actually put you into a position where it's so much occupied that you won't understand what is right and what is wrong. So that is something that you have to be very careful. It's going to be rare. It's not going to be as a blanket prediction. But in certain horoscope which have Mars in 6, 8, and 12, for you need to be careful. If you have a debilitated Venus, that means Venus in Virgo, and if you are a Virgo moon or Virgo sun, Virgo moon or Virgo ascendant, then you have to be careful in your relationships. Try to gift something to your wife, especially shoes, and that will also help. Try to donate shoes to poor people. That is also going to help. Any kind of investment should be done carefully. Investment in health is the best investment that you can make when Mars is going to move in the sign of Leo. Ascendant number 7, Libra ascendant. Now, in case of Libra ascendant, Mars is definitely Markesh for you. It is 2nd lord as well as the 7th lord. Very negative? No, absolutely no. See, 7th house is business and marriage. 2nd house is family. So one area where it will impact is marriage, marital issues, relationships, how people have a perspective about you. That is one area. Health of spouse, that is something that is going to take a hit. Mars and Venus in the 11th house means if you're not married, you can find a partner in your friend. This also means that your friend or your spouse can become your business partner, or somebody from your home can actually give you good suggestions about your business. So you should not ignore any kind of suggestion coming from your family, from your spouse, from other people, from learned people, that can actually give you an added advantage. Mars and Venus in the 11th house in the Magha Nakshatra will give you great connections of people, connections with people of high authority, governments. So if you are into that kind of business, if you are into networking kind of business, advertising kind of business, it's going to be really, really good for you. Well, after all, Venus is your ascendant lord. For you also, it's a 1st and 7th lord getting combined in the 11th lord. It's good. Just one thing. If you have a problem in marriage, do not involve a third person like a friend or a well-wisher, but rather involve a very experienced person or maybe therapist, counselor, so that you are on a neutral ground. That is one thing that you must know. On the other hand, 11th lord is going to go in the 10th house, sun. So now in this case, remember that expectations will not get fulfilled the way you think it will. Because after all, Saturn, which is retrograde in the 4th house, will aspect the 11th lord where Mars is placed. So that means there will be fights. Fights because of your expectations. You will have to change that. You will have to take control of that. You also have to take control of what you say, because what you say can make or break friends. Don't forget old friends just because you make new contacts. Jupiter happens to be aspecting the 11th house while being in the 5th house. So definitely you will be worried about your children's education, children's health, children's gains. That is also one area which will keep you worried. Now, when 11th house is the house of gains, why it is something that you have to worry? The reason is that 11th lord becomes weak by going in the 10th house because it is 12th from itself. And then on the further, it gets aspected by Saturn and it gets aspected by Ketu. That is one problem here. So you need to track moon. The days when moon are in a negative shape, like moon is in Scorpio, moon is in Capricorn, moon is in Taurus, moon is in Virgo. These 4 times, 4 days in a month, that's which is like around 10 days in a month, you need to be careful about your financial planning. You need to be careful about how you deal with the public. You need to, if you are a public person, you need to be careful about what you speak. One wrong sentence and it will blow like a wildfire. It will become viral. So you need to be careful. Health wise, Rahu is in 8th house. It is good. Health wise, you just need to take good care about your stomach, intestines, digestion. Things that keep you happy may not be healthy. Things that keep you happy may not be morally right. If you do anything that is morally incorrect, anything that is unhealthy, you will immediately see the reaction of planets in your life. And the same friends will become foes. The same people whom you trust will make you, will put you into a situation where you will regret trusting them. So that is something that you have to be worried about. But overall, if you ask me, it's a very positive transit. When second lord is in 11th house, this is a very good Lakshmi Yoga. This shows that your bank account is helping you gain money. Now, when that can happen? That can happen when you're associating your savings and your earnings to start something new. It's a time to start some new business. Absolutely, according to your horoscope, you can start something that is favorable to you. But you need to make the best use of it. This is the time when you have to work really hard, put your results of karma to the next transit of Mercury, next transit of Mars. But for now, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Keep doing the karma, forget about the result. Ascendant number 8, Scorpio ascendant. Now, well, your ascendant is ruled by Mars. When Scorpio Mars, that means Scorpio ascendant or Scorpio moon sign, that Mars goes into the sign of Leo. Now, this is a very, very, very powerful Mars. The reason? It is the 10th house. Remember, Mars gets exalted in the sign of Capricorn, which is the natural 10th house. So this Mars naturally takes a position where it wants to give you a higher designation, higher authority, nice career, appreciation. People will praise you. You will get promotion. Everything, all boxes in your career gets checked. Because it also rules your 6th house, and 6th lord going into the 10th house is one Upche house going into the another Upche house, and 6th house is job. So people who are in service industry, people who are in service class, they are going to get all positive results because of this particular transit. But this planet, this is 12th lord. So be ready to shell out some money. Be ready to give up something to get something. Also, be ready to leave your country, go to a different country, shift your location. If you're looking for a job within your own city, this is not the right time then. Anything that needs movement is possible in this time frame. Jupiter is also retrograde in the 4th house. Going back to your motherland, going back to your own country, things are favorable for you. This Mars also puts an aspect on the 1st house with the 4th aspect. So it may create some sort of insecurity in your career. So that is also something that you have to be very careful about. But if 10th house is the house of action and 1st house is you need to act on yourself. Saturn in the 3rd house is creating procrastination. Give up procrastination, follow a routine and hit things hard. And you want to buy that Rolex watch, or you want to buy that luxurious item, and you want to buy that car, you need to work towards that. So what are you doing towards that? Work is worship for you in this time frame. Depending upon what kind of Mahadasha you are in, you have to make the best use of it. See, Ketu is in the 1st house, so you won't understand your true potential. But when Mars starts aspecting Ketu with the 4th aspect, Ketu's gaps will get filled by Mars. This is the best time. Yeah. This does not mean that you will trust people whom you should not trust, but you need to make the best use of this transit. Now, 10th lord goes into the 9th house. Definitely support will come. Your boss will support you in most unexpected ways, basically. People will support you. You will get support from the gurus, you will get support from the divine guidance. So meditate, pray, visit temples, visit Navagraha temple, and chant Aditya Hridaya Stotra. Because overall, I see that this is going to be a life changing and destiny altering transit for you. Especially when Mars will go into Purva Falguni and Uttara Falguni. Mars transit in these two nakshatras are going to be brilliant for you. It is going to reinstate your power, reinstate your position. But in order to do this, don't forget your family. Why? Family is looking towards you. Family is looking up to you. You need to give enough time. You have a responsibility towards your children, family, relatives. You cannot forget that, because the day you forget, that means you are not having that kartavya bodh, sense of responsibility. And Saturn is here to basically screw things up, because Saturn will create a loss, and your time will be spent trying to come out of that loss. So do not do anything that is against dharma. Dharma means something that is right. If you can manage that, it is a very power pact. You are in control. Absolutely, you are in control. Don't take any new loans, because 1st and 12th Lord axis are also connected with the 10th house. So you need to be very careful about how you work, your stance, your sitting style. Yoga should be done. Career can create diseases. So lifestyle disorders, anything that you can imagine can come up in this time frame. Be active and be healthy. If you're doing that, this is absolutely a power pack transit for you, and I hope you make the best use of it. Ascendant number 9, Sagittarius ascendant. Now, in case of Sagittarius ascendant, if you see, Mars rules 5th house and 12th house. So, first of all, Mars rules a Kendra Bhav, Trikona. Very, very positively connected with this Trikona, because 5th Lord goes into 9th house. This is Bhavad Bhavam of 5th house. Your education put to good use. You want to learn something, this is the good time. You want to upgrade your skill, this is the good time. You want to teach, this is the good time. You want to enhance your skills, this is the good time. You want to learn Jyotish, this is the good time. You want to learn anything secret, anything niche, you want to develop that niche quality, this is the good time. Improving productivity, this is the good time. Pray to Mahalakshmi. Bring Lakshmi Paduka at your home. Pray to the Lakshmi Paduka and surrender yourself at the feet of Lakshmi. Chanting Shri Sukta will do great help in this time frame. Reason? 12th Lord is also Mars. See, when you are born as a Sagittarius and Mars plays a good role in your horoscope, then you are born to give the information. You are born to relay the information. You are a teacher. Natural instinct is to teach, is to put energies to good use. Mars is the start and end of life. Make it good looking, make it pleasant. Don't make your teachings too harsh. Make it comfortable, and then relay the information. Because after all, Mars is the 5th Lord, and it is connected with Venus, which is your Upachaya Lord, 6th and 11th house. So in that case, your education can be your source of income. Want to start learning astrology? This is the good time, because your 9th Lord is in the 8th house, house of secrets. This is the best time to become an astrologer, learn some secret science, do some research work, correct your taxes, correct your financial investment, plan your life, because after all, Saturn and Ketu are making Sagittarius go in Papkartari. And Jupiter is trying to aspect this Mars, hoping that it will change the destiny. So definitely you will be able to change the destiny, provided you are able to think out of the box. So you need to do something that is unusual, something good, positive, obviously, constructive, yet unusual. Once you do that, you will see it is going to be brilliant. Learn a new language. See, Mercury is going to aspect the 1st house when Mars will be in the sign of Leo. So learn a new language. That is also going to help a lot. Jupiter is in 3rd house, trying to communicate, right? Jupiter is trying to communicate, but in a different way. Understand that. You need to understand the communication of body language. So you need to improve the way your body language comes into picture. You need to improve the way how your surroundings works for you. This is the time when you have to plan your travel in a very positive way. Don't plan something that is unnecessary. Don't waste your money and your health and your effort into planning something that will never happen. Don't try to push the wall, because that won't happen. Mars will give an unnecessary enthusiasm that you can reach the stars, you can reach the sky, you can fly off. But that's not exactly how it works. Ninth house is the house of dharma. You are born with the natural ninth house. Dharma Palak. Sagittarius is Dharma Palak. You're supposed to do things exactly in the way it should be done. If you don't do, then you're actually collapsing your very existence. That means expectations will not fulfill the way you think it will. You have to work hard for that. You won't feel happy. You have to work hard for that. There will be problem in relationships. You have to work hard for that. Because this is the time when actually you will be tested. See, this is the trick. When the fifth lord goes into ninth house, it means it's a time to test. Testing your education, not only in the field work, in the practical use, but it also means that life will give you scenarios and circumstances that will act as an examination for you. And that is when the guru, the universal guru or your own guru, will try to find your worth. And accordingly, you will get the karmic results. Mars aspect on the 12th house also means that you would want to protect your losses. It is also going to protect you from losing any money. That is a good thing. It will bring a hold on to the Ketu's unnecessary expense. So you can also expect unnecessary gains, a huge flood of money coming into picture. But only if you're not running after money. See, Saturn's movement is inclined towards first house. Ketu's movement is inclined towards 11th house. So Saturn wants you to invest time on yourself, which will ultimately result into your gain. So you are going to gain something out of this. Mars is only going to give you that knowledge, that enthusiasm, that power, that masculine force that is needed, that brute strength that is needed to execute a task. So make the best use of it. This is really, really destiny altering transit for you. A ninth house Mars, fifth lord, really very good. Gains from foreign can also come into picture, because 12th house is foreign country. If you are associated with work from foreign country, try to expand that. Learning a foreign language and trying to utilizing that in your career is also going to be good. But health is a big concern, because you will not feel happy. Stress will increase. So you need to manage that stress. And if you can manage the stress, because ideally Venus is there, so you need to get involved into creative things. Now, third house is Jupiter. Listen to songs, listen to bhajans, listen to music, meditate on music, utilize music more, and then you will see that you will feel far more relaxed, happy, and in an elated state. You can also join an institution, a meditation institution, a group which can do community meditation, group meditation, all those things. Visit temples, especially Mahalakshmi temple, and you will see a great positive vibration running in your life. Well, good time for you. The next ascendant is Capricorn ascendant. If you are a Capricorn ascendant, Mars is again a Yoga Karaka for you. It is fourth lord and it is 11th lord. With fourth lord and 11th lord going into the eighth house, definitely it means major transformations happening in your home front, major transformation happening in the properties that you own, assets that you have, some shuffling, some changing, possible possibly inheritance coming your way, and problems related to inheritance coming to a solution. When 11th lord also goes into the 8th house, it means you are trying to invest your source of income. Where are you investing this? Obviously in your career. So With fifth lord also coming with Mars, this is good time to learn. Invest your money in upskilling, upgrading yourself. If you have a business, renovate the structure, work on the hierarchy, see how you can go into cost cutting, see how you can go into major investment, and maybe being a bit miser is going to save you some money. You need to find out loopholes into your finances. See, 12th lord, which is the lord of expenses, is in 12th house, which means the more you spend, the more you get. I can understand that. But it aspects Mars and Venus. Mars is therefore 11th lord. So you can see how dhan and vyay, income, gains, and expenses are interconnected with the 8th house. Now, 8th house means something needs to change. Changing the way you earn money, changing the way you invest money, changing the way you are planning for your future, changing the way you think holistically about your life. Good time to invest, good time to work on your taxes. Any kind of transformation done at this point of time is going to be favorable for you, not only for your career, but also for your designation, also for your livelihood, and securing a good future for your family. But yeah, there can be some unnecessary expenses with respect to family, with respect to your home, and that cannot be avoided. So that is also one angle to this. If that happens, it happens. You can't really do much about it. Eighth lord is in the seventh house, so it shows that your wife gains are associated with your gains. So maybe your wife can become your business partner, can get involved into this, your wife or your husband. It also means that you can start something with your in-laws. If you have a dispute, already running a dispute with your in-laws, it can increase because of Saturn's aspect on the eighth lord. So definitely marriage is going to go under severe transformation in this time frame. You need to play very smart in this time. You need to be equally caring and equally attentive to your partner's demand, to your partner's expectations, to your partner's need. And maybe you will have to sacrifice a bit. If that needs some certain amount of expense, that has to be done. Ketu is in the 11th house, and Mars being in the 8th house is going to aspect Ketu. That means you are actually investing for your future happiness. You might not see an immediate reaction or a result of your karma, but in future you will be seeing how beautifully the karma that you do today gives you positive results few months down the line. So think big, think long. This is not the time when you think short, when you think you cannot be too short visioned in this time frame. You have to think big. You have to think 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line. Your existence. How can you transform your existence? How can you be somebody that you always wanted to be? Mars is also going to aspect the third house. So traveling, travel related expenses, sudden loss of money due to any disease or hospitalization is the negative side of this transit. So if you are going to face any of this, you need to be prepared. Financially, this is not the time when you are, see, this is transformation, and expenses, those are bounded, fine. But transformation does not mean that you will punch money, you will push in some money, you will push in funds like anything. No. Save as much as possible. Because the more you will try to save, some amount of money will actually come out as unnecessary expense. That is inevitable. So at least you will be able to manage it better. This is also the time to clear off the loans as much as possible. So that is also one angle to this transit. Identity crisis will be a part and parcel. Now, that is something very unique to this. Although Mars is in the 8th house, first house will see an opposition of Sun and Saturn. So you are now caught in the crossfire. Should you follow career? Should you follow your own home? Should you follow marriage? Which area of life you will follow? That's the battle, right? And that is why transformation is needed. That is why it will push you for change. It will throw you out of the comfort zone and put you in a position which is really uncomfortable, so that you will be bound to bring that change. So either start transforming your life today, or planets will make you transform your life. In this case, one more angle I want to show you. Sun is going to aspect Saturn. Saturn is going to aspect Libra. Libra's Lord is in 8th house of Sun. So it's a complete cycle. So whatever you think you will do will come back to you. And this is the gains of public. So public will keep on talking about things about you. So char log kya kahenge, dunya kya kahegi, what the world will think of you. If you're going to think that way, you won't be able to do anything. But keep things secret. Work on the health of your mother and don't shout. Don't show power, don't show wealth unnecessarily. And try to be secretive about your gains, try to be secretive about your personal information, and share it with only very near and dear ones, loved ones, or professional people like counselor or healers. But otherwise, this is going to be a very transformative transit for you, and I'm really hoping that you are actually facing a lot of pressure because of Saturn. And especially if you are a Capricorn ascendant and Gemini moon sign, then it is a really painful time for you, and that is understood. So this one Mars transit can pull you out of all the problems. And if you are really in a grave situation, chant Gajendra Moksh, or otherwise just pray to Mahavishnu by chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, and that will do the work for you. I hope you bring the correct transformation in your life. Aquarius ascendant. For you, Mars play a very, very unique role. See, there are two houses that basically rules what you say as karma, action, activity. One is third house, which shows your courage, your valor, your ability to perform, your willpower, your free will, Purusharth basically. And 10th house, which is your karma, overall karma, livelihood, career, environment. Both these activity houses are actually controlled by Mars. So Mars is a very active planet for you, planet of activity, and Mars is so vital for you than you can even imagine. So if you are a Aquarius ascendant or Aquarius moon sign, try to find out what is the position of Mars in your horoscope. If Mars is negative, you have to correct this. Otherwise, it will stop you from doing anything. It's like chopping 10th house is knees, third house is hands, it's hands and legs. If you don't have that, you won't be able to perform the way a normal performance can happen. Then you need to invoke special abilities. Now Mars, when it goes in the 7th house, it gets out of the 6th house. It's a much, much needed relief. Such a powerful position of Mars this is. On one hand, it is 5th from 3rd, productive efforts. That is so important. Whatever efforts you give, it should be productive. Whatever communication you do has to be productive. This is the time. And tenth from 10th, Bhavad Bhavam. So it goes 10th from 10th. This is 10 on 10, I will say. This is Bhavad Bhavam. So very, very good for career building thing. So see, this is an Upachya houses. This is an Upachya house. Yes, this house is not considered as Upachya house, but it is a house of career. Business is also career. If you are self-employed, that is also a career. So when this happens, first of all, few things really opens up. New ventures, new capacity in business, winning over rivals, winning over competition, victory, getting back the image in society, getting back that power, that authority, that recognition. On the perspective of marriage, because this is 7th house, marriage is on the cards. You can get marriage through contacts, through social media, through internet, through profiles, through community. That is also one thing, one result of this Mars. Career stabilization is one of the fundamental output of this Mars transit. So Make the best use of it. But one area you will be worried about is your own gains. So insecurities will rise like anything. Also, health of your spouse. You will be slightly worried about your health of spouse. Not necessarily bad will happen, because after all, Jupiter is aspecting this house. So that is something that you don't need to worry about much. But unnecessary worry, unnecessary comparison, unnecessary jealousy will become the reasons of your downfall. See, one wrong step, everything that is in your power will go in the drain, because seventh lord is in sixth house. So you need to understand your role and responsibility in your marriage, in any area where you have committed something, professionally, personally, verbally, any kind of commitment or oath or promise that you have given, you have to fulfill that. Because if you don't do, then your ascendant lord, which is in the 12th house, which is directly aspecting the 7th house, is going to create criticism. People won't love you by your actions. They will try to pinpoint your mistakes. In order to prove them, in order to win, you will create wage a war, which leads you to nothing. Because after all, 10th house has Ketu. No matter how much you do, you won't be able to fill the well. No matter how much rain it happens, the well will never overflow. So, you need to play sensible here. Jupiter is in your first house. What else do you need? Ninth lord is in seventh house. 10th lord is in seventh house. Third lord is in seventh house. Fourth lord is in seventh house. All positive combination, and this formation gets aspected by Jupiter. If you can't change your life with this positive aspect, I don't know what else you need. But sense of responsibility has to be there. So donate food to the needy. Donate anything to anyone who is in need of something. Try to give comfort to their life. And if you don't know what to do, then donate something to for blind child education, because Mercury is in fifth house. Donate books. Do something for female welfare, especially female hygiene and female upliftment, because after all, Mars and Venus is that Purush and Prakriti together. Because your humbleness, your positivity, and your willingness to change is going to give you the positive result. Your power to listen to what other people are saying, but in a positive way. You will filter it out, because after third lord is in the seventh house, you have to listen what others have to say, and then take a call, then take a decision. You will see that all the gaps will be filled and all the areas of your life will be positive. One thing, if you are on the verge of divorce, or if your marriage is really bad, do not confront anything in marriage. Otherwise, it will create a certain problem that will take a war like scenario. And then you will have to fight that war. There is no remedy for that then. Pray to Mahalakshmi Ma. Visit Lakshmi temple and chant Shri Suktam. That will help in this case. But overall, donation, charity, social work is going to help you a lot in this time frame, and not just for the sake of recognition, but for the sake of good karma. Overall, this is a very, very perfect transit. One of the best ascendant you have for this transit. Make the best use of it. Next ascendant is Pisces ascendant. For you, Mars rules second house, Mars rules ninth house. Very positive. Second house is Dhan, ninth house is Bhagya. It goes into the sixth house, Prarabdha Karma. So the dharma should be to execute duty and responsibility and take everything as it is and not trying to change anything. Otherwise, it will create dispute in the family. Your money should be used in clearing out the loans, and you must understand the responsibility that you have in your life. And there will be expenses, there will be changes that you will have to accept. So, that is one angle to this. On the other hand, if you see the zodiac of Leo, Sun is in fifth house. So, you will learn from mistakes, you will learn from the hurdles, you will learn from the problems. So when Mars goes out from the fifth to sixth, it only means that it will give you gains provided you learn from your experience. And Venus is causing a Viparita Raj Yoga. The problem here is Mars is not in a good shape with your respect to your ascendant. So you have to be very, very careful about your health, especially lifestyle issues, thyroid issues, BP, sugar. Practice yoga, take great care of your health, eat good, eat clean, do pranayam, and do apana mudra. Sixth house Mars is going to aspect the first house Jupiter. So you are prone to all sorts of viruses. So that is also something that you have to be very careful. Mars from the sixth house is also going to aspect the ninth house. So definitely Mars is going to watch if you're following your dharma. So if your dharma is to fight, you fight. If your dharma is to calm down, then you should calm down. It cannot be generalized for Pisces. It has to be seen from your own horoscope. But because your ascendant lord is watching Mars from the 12th house, you have to keep a close watch on your enemies. You have to keep a close watch on people who are against you, because they will gain power. But if you pray to Ma Bagalamukhi, if you pray to Ma Kali, Durga, and if you chant Panchmukhi Hanumat Kavach, this will give you enough amount of protection to protect yourself from any negativity of life. I won't claim it as a negative transit, but I will say this is a prarabdha clearing transit for you. You may be slightly worried about your productivity and about your children, but the more you worry when Mars is in Cancer, Mars is in the sign of Leo, the worry is only going to increase. Understand your responsibility, execute. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So, seekers, that was the 12 zodiac analysis for Mars transit in the sign of Leo. I hope you like this video, and if you like, do comment your suggestions in the comment section below. If you want to support my channel, you can become a Patreon member. You can support me on Patreon, and you can also support me from other means. All links are in the description box below. If you don't get notifications, even after clicking the bell icon, I have opened up a Telegram channel where I want everybody to join. Apart from YouTube, where I do post all the links that I share in all my social media, plus weekly Telegram exclusive video. If you want to follow on Instagram, that link is also in the description box. And if you want to take my consultations, please drop me an email, because email is the only way you can reach out to me. I'm very less active on DMs unless I have a bigger team. I'm trying to make a bigger team now that will handle my social media and all the links they are handling. There are people, but I need more, so I'm trying to expand it. So until then, email is one way where you can reach out to me. So please drop an email for all consultations and all the details. This is your host Puneet. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your time, and we'll meet in the next video. Till then, namaste.